Here is another story Jesus told. The kingdom of heaven is like a farmer who planted good seed in his field. But that night, as the workers slept, his enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat, then slipped away. When the crop began to grow and produce grain, the weeds also grew. The farmer's workers went to him and said, "Sir, the field where you planted that good seed is full of weeds. Where did they come from?" "An enemy has done this," the farmer exclaimed. "Should we pull out the weeds?" they asked. "No," he replied. "You'll uproot the wheat if you do. Let both grow together until the harvest. Then I will tell the harvesters to sort out the weeds, tie them into bundles and burn them, and to put the wheat in the barn." In explaining the parable, Jesus said to his disciples, "The one who sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed represents the people of the kingdom. The weeds are the people who belong to the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the harvesters are angels. Just as the weeds are sorted out and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the world. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will remove from his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears, let him hear." Notice the enemy does not plant seeds first. The enemy always waits for God to plant first, then the enemy follows behind and plants seeds. These tares, in reality, will look like those people in your life that are connected to you in some way. These are spiritual roots, and these people draw you into sin when you yoke with them. Notice that while the field started to grow, it was hard to distinguish the wheat from the tares. It isn't until the fruits are produced that one can know which is which. The type of tare used in the parable is a zizanium, a kind of darnel wheat that resembles wheat, except that the grains are black. Another thing to notice is that the tares could not be pulled up because the roots were entangled with the roots of the wheat. Now think of a seed. Which way does it grow first? It grows down into a system of roots. This all occurs under the soil and is not visible yet to the world. It isn't until you see the blade that you can first see the product of the seed. The roots represent the spiritual realm, and the blade of wheat represents the physical realm. Last, Jesus was the first fruits of the harvest, as explained in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 20. But in fact, Christ has been raised from the dead. He is the first of a great harvest of all who have died. This means that his parable of the wheats and tares is a concept of the ongoing harvest that started with Christ and continues until his return. Imagine an aerial view of a field being harvested. As the harvester passes through the field, it drops off the harvested bales all through the field. These are the people of the past that have made their choices and lived their lives and have already been sorted, awaiting resurrection and judgment. As we conclude our exploration of the parable of the wheat and tares, let us delve into its profound implications on our personal lives. This parable not only illustrates the teachings of Jesus about spiritual growth and discernment, but also challenges us to introspect. Are our actions reflecting the good seeds sown by Jesus? Are we growing towards the light, embodying kindness and compassion? Moreover, it urges us to be discerning about our associations. Are we cautious not to bind ourselves with tares? In embracing Jesus' teachings, we find our path to true fulfillment and salvation.